Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending on when this video finds you. Coming into an easy seated meditation pose, straightening out that spine. Inhale, rolling the shoulders up to your ears, rolling them back so they come to hug each other, and then releasing. Exhale. Just rocking from left to right, going up with your shoulder, leaning to the right, and then to the other side. Shoulder up and leaning, and then up and leaning. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, coming down. Swaying back and forth, just like a seaweed in the ocean. Closing your eyes if you haven't already to feel that flow and wave just like an ocean. Knees are on, or palms are on the knees. Starting to integrate your head while you're in the flow so your whole top body is engaged. Now just starting to move any way your body finds you. Imagining just being a seaweed in the ocean, going with the flow. Imagining a wave coming, imagining a seaweed going through, going with that wave. Perfect. Coming back into neutral, placing your palms onto your hands. If you would like a little bit more of a grounding pose today, grounding flow, maybe your palms are facing your knees, facing that yoga mat for more grounding, receiving energy from Mother Earth. Or if you would like a little bit more energy to receive from the universe and a little bit more pranayama, maybe your palms are facing up to the universe, to the sky. Hands come into mudra position. Pointer finger, thumbs come to touch each other. Inhaling, rolling the shoulders up to your ears. Exhale, hugging them back behind you so they hug each other. Releasing your shoulders. Closing your eyes, remaining in stillness for a moment. Taking an inhale in, join me for one round of Om. Inhaling. The sound of the universe, taking a moment to pause here. Perfect. Looking forward to the front of your mat. We'll come into an extended child's pose before we get into our flow. Pointing our big toes so that they come to touch each other behind us. Knees at the outer edges of the mat. Inhaling, pushing the belly button forward first. Exhale, meeting the hips to touch the heels, extending the hands out in front of you. Extended child's pose. Maybe your forehead reaches onto the mat. We'll take about 5 breaths here, or maybe about 10. Just relax in your breath. Maybe start to integrate your Ujjayi breath, your ocean breath, yoga breath. See if your neighbor can hear your breath on your exhale. Looking forward to the front of your mat. Bringing your knees back to center right below your hips and coming to the bottom of your toes. And lifting your hips up, coming into downward facing dog, keeping your palms and your feet about hip width apart from each other. Toes are pointed inward slightly, just very slightly, to each other. Walking out your dog here. And gaze to the belly button. We'll take about 2 more breaths here. Looking in front of you, coming into a plank pose, readjusting your wrists so that they are underneath your shoulders, keeping that core strong, staying in plank. Inhale as we prepare. Exhale, chaturanga modified is okay if you want to put the knees down. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra, opening up that heart center. Exhale, downward facing dog, walking out your dog here. Sending some warmth and love throughout the body. Looking forward to the front of the mat. Stepping, hopping, or walking to the front of your mat, coming into Ardha Uttanasana, halfway up, straightening out that spine, avoiding pressure on the knees. Exhale, forward bend. Readjusting your feet so that they're about hip width apart from each other. Inhale, coming halfway up as we prepare. Exhale, as we exhale, coming into forward bend, right palm goes underneath or on top, whichever you can do, underneath the left foot, and the left arm sweeps underneath the right arm, either coming underneath the right foot, or right on top of your right foot, coming into crossed Uttanasana or Uttanasana forward bend. Inhale, coming back up into Ardha Uttanasana. Straighten out that spine. Exhale, forward bend this time. Left hand comes underneath the right foot or right on top of the right foot. And then that right palm sweeps underneath that left arm, comes underneath your left foot or right on top of your left foot, whichever one you can do. If you can only reach the thigh, maybe the shin, that's okay. We're just crossing. So you can cross while touching the shins or the thighs, wherever you are. Releasing the neck, any tension in that neck. Inhale, coming up slowly, vertebrae by vertebrae, Urdhva Hastasana, upward salute. Exhale, hands come to heart center, releasing the palms to the sides of your body. Tadasana, mountain pose. Standing tall, just like a mountain, strong and tall. Chin is lifted, keeping that core engaged. Bring that belly button in so that we're not arching our back or have an arch. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana, upward salute. Reaching the palms back behind your head, pushing the belly button forward for a little bit of an arch here. Back bend. Exhale, slowly, vertebrae by vertebrae, swan dive into forward bend. going with the flow just like a seaweed would in the ocean. Inhaling, straightening out that spine. Ardha Uttanasana, halfway up. Exhale, placing your palms onto your mat, stepping, hopping, or walking to the back of your mat. Plank pose. Inhale, halfway up. Ardha Uttanasana, Inhale, plank pose. Exhale, chaturanga. Modified is okay here. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog here. Taking a moment to breathe here. We'll take about 5 breaths here. Walk out your dog, warm up your hamstrings. Gaze comes to the belly button. Bringing the left heel into a 45-degree angle as we prepare, stepping forward with our right leg out in front of us. Warrior one on the right side of the body, arms come up. Right leg is in front of you in a 90-degree angle. Left leg is fully engaged, keeping the quadriceps and the hamstrings completely engaged here. No pressure in the knee. Straightening out your hips, so bringing that left hip forward. So that one hip isn't leaning in front of the other one more than the other one. Keeping that warrior strong. Lifting it up, lifting up your fingers just a little bit more. Lifting up that chin. Exhale, forward, framing that right foot in front of you. And taking your right leg back behind you into plank pose. Inhale, straightening out that spine, plank pose. Exhale, chaturanga, modified is okay. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog here. Good. Walking out your dog here. Just for another moment. Bringing your left heel or your right heel into a 45-degree angle this time. Stepping forward with your left leg out in front of you. Left leg comes into a 90-degree angle, keeping that right leg behind you engaged. Warrior one, Virabhadrasana one on the left side this time. Gaze follows and comes to the fingertips. Bringing that right hip forward so that one hip isn't leaning in front of the other one more. Parallel to the front of the mat. Inhale, lifting up your arms just a centimeter more because you can. Exhale, releasing, framing that left foot. You're becoming stronger, finding that warrior within you. Bringing that left foot back, coming into plank pose. Inhale, exhale, chaturanga, modified is okay. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Walking out your dog here for just a moment. Bring your left foot to center, so in the center, and then lifting up your right leg, coming into three-legged dog on the right side of the body. Maybe if you'd like, you stack your hips, coming into fire hydrant dog on the right side. And maybe if you would like to, coming all the way back into wild thing. And releasing, coming back into downward facing dog. Carefully, slowly, no rush here. Listening to your body and going with the flow like a seaweed. Bringing your right foot to center. Left foot comes up into three like a dog, opening up that hip. Maybe if you'd like to, you come into fire hydrant, stacking your hips. And maybe if you would like to, coming into full wild thing. And releasing back into downward facing dog. Take a moment to breathe here. Looking forward, bending your knees so that they come down to the mat. Readjusting your palms so that you're in tabletop position. Wrists are below your shoulders and knees are below your hips. Inhaling, belly button closer to the mat, chin to the ceiling. Exhale, arching your back, coming into a cat. Just massaging out that spine. Inhale, looking up. Exhale, arching the back, cat. Inhale, looking up. Exhale, arching the back, cat. 2 more rounds. Feeling the warmth in that spine. Massaging that spine, sending kindness to the spine. Inhale, looking up. Exhale, cat. Inhale, looking up. Exhale, cat. Crossing your ankles behind you, bringing your seats to sit behind you. Hands releasing, coming onto your back, coming into happy baby, massaging at your spine here for just another minute. Dancing as if we were a happy baby. Maybe putting a smile on your face just to see how it feels. Like a happy baby. They just smile for no reason. So, like a happy baby, maybe we don't even need a reason to smile. Placing your feet down onto your mat. Windshield or bring your knees from left to right. Massaging at that spine, that lower back. And then coming back to neutral. Placing your feet so that they're at the bottom of your seat. Your feet are about hip width from each other. Palms are facing the mat. Your arms come to the sides of your body. Inhale, raising that belly button up to the ceiling into bridge pose. If you would like to, maybe you walk your shoulders together so that they come to touch underneath you. Using your arms for support. If you would like, you can interlock your fingers, holding your own hands. You can stay here. If you would like, maybe a little bit of a glute, root chakra, and a little bit of a core here exercise. Using your core, maybe lifting, straightening that right leg out, keeping it engaged, keeping your legs strong, and releasing, coming to the other side, lifting up that left leg, keeping that core strong, and the glutes and the hamstrings, quadriceps. Exhale, release. Release the lower back. Extending the hands above your head, legs come out, extending it to the bottom of the mat. And as if somebody were pulling onto your palms, pulling onto your feet. Full body stretch here. And then giving yourself a big hug, wrapping your arms around your legs, rocking from left to right like a seaweed. Sort of like a happy baby, massaging out that spine and lower back. Placing your arms to the sides of your body, keeping your shoulders on your mat, and placing your feet to at the bottom of your seat, keeping your knees bent. Feet are still about hip width apart from each other. Inhale as we prepare. Exhale, bringing the knees to the right side of the body. You could stay here in this spine twist. If you would like a little bit of a deeper twist, maybe the left foot comes on top of that right knee, keeping your shoulders on the yoga mat. If you would like a little bit more of a stretch, maybe your right hand comes up and on top of your left knee, pushing it down for a deeper spinal twist. Maybe the gaze follows and looks to your left fingertips for a little bit of a deep, complete stretch here. Coming back out of it, readjusting back to center, and then bringing our knees to the left side this time. Maybe you stay here. If you would like a little bit of a deeper stretch, maybe the right foot comes on top of that left knee. And maybe your right hand comes on top of your left hand comes on top of your right knee. And maybe your gaze follows and looks to your right fingertips for a deeper stretch. Shoulders are still on the mat, both of them. Raising your knees back to center and bringing up your legs into a 90-degree angle. Arms are placed to the sides of our body, keeping your muscles engaged, pretending as if there was a wall that your legs are balanced and placed on, using for support. So you can stay here, and this is really good for relaxation, bring peacefulness to the mind again. A really good exercise to do before going to sleep. If you would like a little bit of a deeper inversion where the heart is above your head, I welcome you to come into the next shoulder stance pose. But gently. It's not recommended for anybody who has a neck injury, maybe a back injury, or high blood pressure. So use your body and avoid the neck area if you're not sure. So remaining here, this is perfectly fine if you want to stay here. If you would like to, maybe starting to come up, using your hands on your hips for support. Raising the belly button on top of the shoulders, coming into shoulder stance pose like a strong ladder. And releasing, coming out of it. Making any last movements that you would like to make. Maybe coming into another twist. And once you're done, coming into Shavasana, laying down pose, starting to close your eyes. See how you feel on either side of your body. Feet at the outer edges of your yoga mat, palms at the outer edges of your yoga mat. Allow your body to get completely heavy here. Inhaling through the nose. Exhale for 10, getting deeper into the calm state. 8, 7, 6, getting calmer. 5, 4, 3, 2, releasing all tension in your body now. 1, being completely present. With your eyes still closed, starting to roll over to the right side of your body. Giving yourself a hug, thanking your body for anything you would like to be thankful for. And then coming up into a seated, easy meditation pose. Taking an inhale in, join me for one round of Om Shanti. Inhaling through the nose. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Bringing your palms to heart center, bowing your forehead down to your fingers. Namaste. The light within me sees the light within you. Great job today, and I can't wait to see you again tomorrow. Be kind to yourself today.